I've just fucked up a little bit. What is it with this clutch? It's days like this when I just think, why didn't I take it to the shop? Jesus. Well, good afternoon guys, and welcome to another video, and welcome to a glorious day. I need to get some work done in here because enjoying the garden in the sunshine, I'm going to get nothing done. Anyway, in this video, I'm going to be working on the CB500. This is a CB500F, my wife's bike. It needs a fair bit of work doing to it today to get it out on the road on Saturday for a run. So I've got a clutch change and give it a full service and fix a couple of bits and pieces. If you remember from a previous video, I've got the donor engine here, which has only got a couple of thousand miles on it. So I'm going to rob some bits off that and put them on that today, save a few quid, and then hopefully that'll get that ready to go out on the road on Saturday. I've also been busy giving that Honda Hornet scrambler frame another coat. Wasn't happy with the finish in the last video, so I've just sanded all that back and I've given that another coat of satin black. So that's just there drying, so I can get on with that in the next video. And I've also been tinkering with my lawnmowers. I haven't done much on them yet because I don't know anything about lawnmowers, but that one there's my trusty Honda mower there, which is the Honda 476, and I've had that well over 10 years and it's never missed a beat, it's never gone wrong. As you can see, we're quite lucky to have a really large garden, so that does need to be tidied up. Grass needs cutting. This one's now not working for some reason, it doesn't want to run as it's sat in the shed over winter. And I've got this old ransom Marquis, a very old mower, don't know how old it is, but it was donated to me from a guy from the village because I had the garden, and it was fantastic to use. It used to cut the grass when I did use it like a cricket pitch. Absolutely beautiful. It actually cut the grass better than that one. Again, this has stopped working for some reason. It's got no spark. I know nothing about these engines, zero. So I'm going to strip this apart and I may restore this one. I've got an urge to restore this thing back to its former beauty, get it all repainted and stuff, but I know nothing about the engine, so I'm going to do some work on these and I will be getting that one fixed. So let me know in the comments whether you think that will make quite a cool video, if it's something you'd like to watch, me stripping this down and restoring it. I know it's only a lawnmower, but it's mechanics and it's restoring something that's quite old, or do I keep the patina on there and just get it working and use it? I'll be really interested to know your thoughts, whether I should do a video on that or whether it'll be a waste of time. But anyway, going to get on with the work on the CB. Now this bike has got 20,000 miles on it, or 21,000 miles on it. This is the bike I bought from an insurance company. I got it at a real bargain. So I want to keep it a bargain and I want to do all the jobs in it as cheap as I can. So I'm going to change the clutch out. And like I said, this engine here has only got a couple of thousand miles on it. So I'm assuming the clutch on this is going to be okay, if not a lot better than the one that's in there. Obviously this is the donor engine. If you watch a previous video, I've got the whole donor bike, so I've got spares galore for this bike, so it makes sense just to switch it out. And then I'm going to change the oil. Actually, I'm going to give it a full service. Got a box of bits in here. What have we got in here? Got a new bottle of oil, a couple of spark plugs, oil filter and an air filter. So with all those bits and bobs, I can give this a full service today, and hopefully with that clutch not slipping, because it was slipping quite bad when I picked it up, that will be ready to go out on a run. We've got quite a long run planned on Saturday, so I'm going to give this a try. So let's get on with the video anyway. Let's get that clutch out of there, and then I'll take the case off that one, and then we'll do a switch. And I'm going to try, I've just borrowed a Powers buzz gun. I'm going to try and take the whole basket off and just replace everything, the clutch plates, pressure plates, the basket, and just do a like for like swap. So I'll get on with that, and then we'll get back to you when it's in. Tap off from the top, break that seal. Quite good on these Honda engines because you've got these little lugs here, got one up there, got one there, and you've got one at the front, and that just gives you a little bit of purchase on the screwdriver just to give it a little crack open. So that's it. It's just stuck on that little guide locating lug there. Once that's out, it's easy to get off. I'll keep that aside. I might use this case because it's in better condition than the other one. So like I said, I'm not just going to change the clutch plates. I'm going to change the whole basket if I can, just so it's all one unit. So then I know that if that one's worn out, I'm going to change the whole thing. So just get that whizzed off. I've never actually taken one of these CB500 clutches off, so every clutch looks slightly different and works slightly different, but the principle's the same. Sorry about the buzzing. We've got a bumblebee in here. Every time I open the door, the bumblebee seems to work its way in. I think he's interested to see what's going on. That's how easily distracted I am. Let's get the rest of these bolts out. There we go. Pop that down on the cloth down there. Get the springs out. I'm going to put all these down on a nice clean cloth so they're not contaminated with anything before they go back in. There's that centre bolt there, which I just need to use the buzz gun to get off, and that whole basket should come out, and then we'll swap it over. Okay, there's the nut. Right, I'm going to try and get all these out and keep them in exactly the same order that they come out so they can go back in. Stay there. There we go. So I've just managed to get that whole basket of plates out there. So that's ready now to go into the other bike. Right, before we take the clutch out of the CB, we'll just drain the oil off this one. It doesn't look too old, that oil. We'll get enough out just to take that clutch case off. That oil looks pretty brand new in there, to be fair. Like I say, I think it may have been serviced before I bought it, and I don't know whether the clutch is knackered or someone's put the wrong oil in it and it's making it slip. I don't know, but just as a precaution, I'm going to change it. Right, let's get this case off now, all that oil's out, and have a look if these clutches are actually compatible. They should be, although the case is slightly different. The filler on this side's at the front and the filler on the other one's at the back, so I am going to put this case back on just because I don't want to muck it up, but it should be the same. Just going to keep all the nuts and bolts safe in the magnet tray there because I know I'll lose them. There we go, that came off a bit easier than the other one. There we go. Oh, so already we can see that what I'm doing is probably going to be a bit of a waste of time, because that clutch on there is different to the one I've just taken off. That one I've taken off has got 4 bolts and this has only got 3. So I'm just going to take that off, check the clutch plates. They may be the same, but if they're not, I'm going to have to order a whole new clutch for this. Oh, that's a shame. But that's what you get for trying to be tight, I suppose. Well, that was a completely wasted exercise. That clutch in that CB500F engine that I've got over there is completely different to the one in here. I mean, completely different. There's nothing the same about it. So it wasn't transferable like I thought it was, but it was worth a go. Like I said, that engine's only got a couple of thousand miles on it, so the clutch looked okay in there, and it would have been decent had it fit, but it didn't fit. So I've just ordered a new clutch kit from Honda. I've got to wait a few days for that. So we'll pick the video back up once that clutch arrives, and then I can get on with the full service. So I'm going to sign off for now, but you'll see me in about 10 seconds time once the clutch turns up. Right guys, this is a week on, so it's a week since I last turned the camera on. I have got a new clutch for the bike. Let me just show you. I've got the plates soaking in a bowl of oil down here. They've been soaking for about 24 hours now. It's really important that you do that if you're changing your clutch yourself at home, because if you don't, that's just going to destroy itself if you put them in dry, or you don't soak them enough. Anyway, I'm going to get this in, and then we will take the bike out for a little test ride. Now, I'm a little bit worried The clutch that I'm putting in, i.e. the one from Honda, is different to the one that come out. That concerns me because every time I've done a clutch in the past, you take the clutch out of the bike, you lay it down in the order you took it out, and then you put the new one exactly in the same order. The one Honda have sent me is different to that one. I've been on to Honda and they've reassured me that this clutch is the right clutch for this bike. They've given me the stack sequence and they've given me the measurement for the clutch stack height, which is, I've checked that with a little gauge here and I'm well within my 36mm. So I'm just going to put it in. It does worry me that it's not the right clutch, but I'll tell you what, we're going to put it in, put the oil in there, we'll take it out for a quick ride, and as long as it works, and as long as there's no problem with the clutch, I can't see there being an issue. So it's just not how I like to work on bikes, really. I don't like to use my common sense, because when it comes to clutches and things like that and setups, you should be doing it exactly to the manual. But hey ho, it is what it is. I'm not paying a shop to do it. We'll put it in and we'll get it out on the road and see if it works. If I blow it up, you can laugh at me. Now this is the old clutch I took out, and like I say, it differs slightly from this one. This one has two smaller rings on the outside, where this one only had one. Had a bigger ring that replaced one of those smaller ones, but it is what it is. You can see that that's blacked up, so that clutch has been getting really hot where it's been slipping for so long. I have changed the oil filter in the bike. I'm going to top the oil up in a minute, and I've done the spark plugs and put a new air filter in, so it's fully serviced. So once this clutch is on, it should run like a dream. I've just got this last smaller steel plate to go onto the carrier because that's slightly different. That's it. Let's get the springs in, get those torqued up, put the case on, and we are good to go. That's it. Lovely. It almost feels they're not tight enough, but that is enough for a clutch. You've got the spring which is holding the plate. 12 newtons is quite low, and that's all it takes. And it's the same principle if you're ever working on a bike and you've got lots of screws or bolts like this engine casing. Don't just start here and work your way around tightening them up. Always alternate the bolts. It's a really good habit to get into. So you tighten that one, then that one, then that one, then that one, then that one. You get the picture. It's a really good habit to get into too. I'm just going to get this cover on. I've got some sealant somewhere. So I've got a bit of instant gasket, which is what was on there from manufacture. I've already cleaned this seat up, and I've already cleaned the seat up on the casing itself. So I'm just going to quickly do that, pop that back on, and then we'll start the bike up and see if this clutch works. Oh, I've just fucked up a little bit. What is it with this clutch? It's days like this, but I just think, why didn't I take it to the shop? Jesus. Anyway, I'll show you what happened. So I put the case back on, and I was just putting all the bolts back in that sequence I said earlier, torquing them back up. I completely forgot to put the clutch bracket back on. This is the bracket that holds the clutch cable in place. And what happened was, that was tucked in there. I put the bolt in. Obviously the bolt's slightly too long without this bracket. It's gone through, I've tightened it up, torqued it up, and it's just popped the back of the engine case there. So I've got a piece of the engine case that's now missing, and it's exposed the back of the bolt. And I cannot believe I did that. I'm really annoyed with myself, but there's not a lot I can do about it now. I'm banking on the fact that that's just the top part of the casing that's come off there. I am going to fill that with something, a bit of chemi metal or something. I don't want that exposed. But from underneath, it's still, the case is still sealed, so no oil's going to come out of there. But I'm so annoyed with myself for doing that. What an idiot. So let's just check this clutch lever. Oh, and that already feels so much better than it did before. This is a new lever, because where it had gone over as part of the insurance claim, that was bent a little bit. So I've just popped a new lever on. And that was from a company down in Sussex called Wemoto. They've got it here in about a day, and it only cost about £7, so not bad at all. Really pleased with that. But that feels better. So I'm just going to put the play in now. I've got to adjust that so it's got sort of 3 to 5mm play, I think they recommend. So just adjust that down. That's probably enough. That's about 5mm play there. Lock that off. Nice. We'll test that in a minute. Oil's in now, so top the oil up. There's enough oil in there. I'm just going to change this gear lever. I got this from a breaker's yard, so that's just a second-hand gear lever and linkage. Because this bike's got quite high, well, not quite high miles, it's only 20,000 miles, but things are starting to wear out. So the gear linkage here, obviously there's the selector arm up the top, comes down this arm, and it's all just a bit loose. So this sort of ball joint here, it's hard to see in this light, it's just worn, so there's that much play on the pedal. There shouldn't really be any. So trying to get it into neutral was a bit of a tricky task. So I'm just going to quickly switch that out, put this one in, and then I'll get it off the ramp and we'll take it outside and see what this clutch is like. Oh, as well, from the last video, I talked about the lawnmowers, whether I should do a restore job on these. This is the one that I had to fix, and it's grown a twin. It's got another one there, so I've got two to make out of the one. Now this one here, this is a Honda lawnmower, petrol. I got this given to me. Some guy in the village, only a couple of miles away, he said the carb was leaking, so he was giving it away, and I can't believe it. This is about a 500 quid lawnmower. This is the 425C, my one's the 476. But parts should be interchangeable, but this thing, all it needs is a carburetor rebuild. That's going to be fantastic. Got that for absolutely nothing. I'll just redo this one up and keep it as a spare. And like I say, that one might be as a bit of a vintage redo sort of restore job, but right, let's take this out on the road, just give it a few miles, make sure that clutch is working. Well, everything feels okay initially, it all feels good, the biting point feels nice. I'll have to get onto a straight to see if the clutch is going to slip over sort of 6,000 revs, but on the whole it feels alright at the minute. I'm going to give it about 10 miles before I can convince myself that this clutch is correct and it's going to work right, but happy so far. Well, there's definitely no slipping after 6,000 revs, so that's a good sign. Yeah, really pleased with that. That rides absolutely lovely. And with those spark plugs in there, it's so much more powerful. There was obviously a problem there before. They were awful. But the clutch in it feels absolutely fine. So I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to change it. Again, like I say, if you could just help me out with a bit of advice on how to repair that small bit of engine casing that's come off, that'd be much appreciated. Or is it fine just to leave it like that? The only one that watches this channel for the Honda Hornet Scrambler that's having loads of work done this weekend. I've got all bank holiday weekend to get all the jobs done. And by the end of the bank holiday weekend, which I'll be filming all the way through, there should be a rolling chassis. That's the frame all finished. I'm going to have the swing and arm all cleaned up, painted, put back in. The front end, I'm going to do the fork seals and get all the components put back together and back in. I'm also going to run down to our pals and have the tyres. Oh, where's my rear wheel? It's over there somewhere. I've lost the rear wheel. Oh, it's hiding behind the board over there. Going to whip those tyres off and get those wheels painted up this weekend as well. So it'll be a complete rolling chassis minus the tyres, and that way I can then get the engine back in. I'm going to give that a really good clean up now I've got my compressor working. So lots of filming to do this weekend. So the next video will be a really good one on the Honda Hornet, and loads will be done on that. Our idea of the video was to really prove that you can change your clutch at home. Anybody could change their own clutch if they've got some tools and a space to do it. But it does show sometimes jobs aren't quite as easy as they first seem. That really stumps me, that clutch. Taking the old one out and the new one not being the same. And now I've got pretty decent mechanical knowledge, even though I'm not a mechanic. So I was able to get round it and fix it, but had you done that at home with the basic knowledge, that would have really stumped you, and you would have probably been left with a bike with no clutch in it and had to go and see a garage or a main dealer. So it's not always as easy as it seems, but I quite enjoyed doing that. The bike seems okay. Again, that bike, we paid not a lot of money for it, so I just refused to send it to a main dealer or a garage to have it worked on. I will do it myself, but I'll keep you updated as to how long that clutch lasts. I'm sure it's absolutely fine, but we'll have a look. Anyway, I'm going to get on some work on this Hornet this afternoon. Going to be filming all weekend, so I hope to see you guys in the next video. Cheers.